let's start there. We should, and this is a tough question. Like, I gotta be absolutely honest with you. Even as providers of this kind of content, keeping these pages updated is like a tough nut to crack. And I can't say we cracked that just yet in a way that at least works for the kind of agency client relationship that we have for our projects. If you're doing that in house, it will probably look differently than us engaging with you as a client. And it would probably be easier in a way because you have full control of your assets and you can just come in there at any point and update them. But the reality is that there's so much happening all the time with your competitors, and it gets exponentially hard because when you have one page, okay, could be easy. If you have 3 pages, it starts getting a little bit complicated. If you have 10 versus pages, then it's just every day is going to be news, right? And when those pages exist, then the rest of the team are also going to be like eager to, hey, have you heard about this competitor? They now have XYZ, and you're going to start getting all of this input from different teams, which are helpful, of course, but at the same time, put more pressure on, hey, what are we saying on our comparison pages about this and this and that? And suddenly you're going to have to, like, you're going to start feeling that pressure of, do I need to update this now? Like, should I compile like changes for the next week and just do one update at the end of the week? So it is a tough situation. I would say one of the most important aspects is defining roles, like who's going to own these pages, who's going to own the metrics behind these pages, but also who's going to be in charge of gathering or compiling existing intel and saying at one point, okay, we need to make certain changes. Who's going to be in charge of actually implementing those changes? Because those changes could be copy, and that's the simplest one. It could be changing an image, could be design, or it could be like, hey, you know what, this competitor, just released an entire new set of features which absolutely changed the game and how we compare versus them. So this page needs a total redo or at least a revamp. So you gotta start there. Ask yourself, like, who's gonna be in charge of all of that? And once you do, I would suggest like create like this agile methodology, or at least set up like a certain cadence to updating these pages. Because if you react every time something happens with a competitor, you're just going to spend every single day, okay, what do I need to do with these pages, right? That's going to be too time consuming, and you're going to get too much into the little things that probably don't matter too much. So I would say, I don't know, depends on how many pages you have, depends on your market, the complexity, depends on how regularly competitors are coming up with new things. But weekly, bi-weekly, gather everything into one place, take a look at what's happening with competitors, and sit down and think, okay, all of these things happen, but that doesn't mean you need to do something with your pages for all of those items. But start thinking critically, okay, out of everything that we heard from competitors this week or these past 2 weeks, what do we need to change? Is there a certain claim on our pages that we need to update? Maybe we said, I don't know, 2.x, and now it's to be 2.5, right? Is there a specific feature that you said they don't have and now they do because they launched it? Think about that critically, and then decide what needs to be updated.